You are. And you ready?
Yes.
Everybody else ready?
Yep.
Can y'all hear me on this thing? The mic work? All right, just to start off, just so proud of our football team. The way they prepared this week. We knew this is a big game. This is a game that means so much to our program. It means so much to our fan base, to these players. We talked about this opportunity. You get a chance to leave a legacy because everybody will remember this game. And to be able to go out there and to see the way that they prepared throughout the course of the week and then the way that they were able to apply that for 60 minutes. We didn't play a perfect game, but the thing I was so proud of was just the physicality, the toughness. We were able to dominate that game with the true character of what this team is all about. And I thought that was something that really just showed throughout. I mean, it was a dominant performance by our defense. They did a great job. You gave up a couple of big plays just with a mistake here or there, but I loved how they responded, and to be able to hold the team to just a field goal. I mean, it was definitely something that you're so very proud of the work that they put in, the confidence that they showed in the plan, and then continuing to be able to execute that throughout the course of the game. Offensively, it all started up front, and it's a talented defensive front that we went against. It's a team that was coming off a really good game there defensively, and our guys embraced the challenge. And I thought our offensive line, tight ends, running backs, Jordan when he ran the ball. I mean, there was a real sense of toughness that was put on display. I mean, our receivers were blocking their tails off. That's what makes this team so fun to coach, because they are an unselfish group. And for our receivers, I mean, I don't even know how many times we threw the ball tonight, but I know it was like maybe 11 or 12 times going into the fourth quarter. And I love going to see our receivers, and man, they're excited to go block. They're excited to be able to create an opportunity for somebody else. And that's what makes teams grow. That's what makes programs continue to develop. Whenever there is everybody wants to be the best they can be, but there's that unselfishness because they care about each other and they want to see that ultimate success. And I thought our guys did a wonderful job there. Really in all three phases. I thought we showed up big tonight, and that's what you need to do in this game. Because, I mean, this is one that, yes, that will be remembered. And that will be one that these guys get to talk about for the rest of their lives. When we came to Miami, and when we came and showed up and played the way that Florida State Seminoles are supposed to play, man, that's something that they're going to get to remember for this opportunity in this game. And it was a great night, and really proud of our coaches, really proud of all of our players. Our strength staff, Coach Storms. I mean, you saw that tonight. You saw toughness, you saw training, you saw all the work that's gone into the off season, and that continued growth throughout the season, and really pleased with each phase and just everybody that was a part of what showed up tonight.
Mike, the last time you came to Miami, your team came to Miami. Was it?
Yeah, I haven't actually been to Miami.
Not you. Your team.
But I really liked it. I enjoyed that. It was
it was a 52-10 loss. So to go from that to the second largest margin of victory in this series in history tonight, what does that just say about the growth of the program?
We're taking steps, and that was one of the hardest nights of my life that I ever had to go through. Watching on television, seeing a team that was just at the beginning, and there were so many other things that were going on, and that we were in such a weird and strange place just for outside circumstance, and to have to watch them go through that without me. I wanted to be here more than anything, even for the experience, because through it you learn from each of them, and you get an opportunity to come back and continue to work, continue to believe, continue to formulate and understand the things that you can overcome. And 2 years ago when we were here, it was a pretty terrible night, but between then and now, it's given us an opportunity to have a night like this, and that's what makes this game special. That's what we've talked about. We talked about it with our players. Every person we recruit. I mean, we're looking for the right fit for Florida State that can come in and help build this program back to what it is supposed to be. And you see the investment for our players. You see the growth. You see the commitment. It's remarkable to be able to have this experience, because it means so much to our program, and to see our players and the joy that they had, and just the way that they were able to go play. I mean, it was a big night for us.
How would you characterize the emotions before the game? Because it seemed like it was very efficient, but it wasn't necessarily over the top emotionally. Like, how did they?
Yeah, and that's one of the things we talked about throughout the course of this week is, we need to show emotional maturity, and it's something that we've talked through when we got back in January. We looked back and reflected to a couple games last year where we didn't show that. And games where there's a lot of passion, there's a lot of energy. I mean, all of those things, because there was passion in that locker room. I think that showed up for 60 minutes. But to be under control of what we control, right, and what we do in our response, make sure we're focused on the fundamentals, make sure we're focused on our assignment, on our communication, and then going out there and executing it. And that was a big step for us. And the first thing I talked about for our keys to victory was going to be focus and poise. Because if you can have focus and poise with all the emotions and all the hype, and I don't downplay this game. This game is freaking important to our program, and we build for it all throughout the year so that we can come and play our best tonight. But then when you get to the moment, you can't let a feeling take you out of what you're here to do. And I thought our guys did a remarkable job of showing that maturity and showing some of that growth, because we've had to learn from some experiences in the past where we didn't put that on display like we could.
Coach, talk about the defensive side of the ball and just being able to keep them to just 3 points, and how focused that defense was to keep them out of the end zone on that last drive.
No, it was awesome, and our guys, they've worked really hard, and we talked about wanting to create 3 and outs tonight. We wanted to get the ball back for the offense as many times as we could. I think we might have ended 7 or 8 on the night. We were able to create takeaways. That's something that we've been really harping and working on throughout the last 3 or 4 weeks. And really for a season that we've been working on it. But we'd hit a little dry spell, and then to see that show up in the moment tonight, guys were playing fast, they were playing physical, and they just continued to respond even when they were back on the goal line. And having to make a play, they got another stop, and then obviously they had the snap, and great pursuit, great effort. We got the ball and ended the drive, and so all those things matter. And I was just really pleased. I thought Coach Fuller, our defensive staff, did an extraordinary job. Our players were the ones that went out there and just they took hold to it, and they made sure that we did the things necessary to keep them to whatever it was that they had.
Trey Benson looked really good today. How do you assess his performance, Trey Benson?
Yeah, I mean he was extraordinary. He's been such a great back for us this year, and you see the growth. You see, he's a great picture of where we are within the program. He's so such a very talented young man that's growing in his confidence with each play. He's tough. He's physical. I don't even know how many tackles he broke tonight. The O-line did a great job of giving him some seams to run behind, but he ran determined. And Trayshawn Ward, we pushed. He did a great job throughout the course of the week trying to get himself in position, but just wasn't ultimately ready. Going into the game. So put a bigger load there on Trey and LT, and I thought those guys did an extraordinary job in how they played, and just Coach Johnson's done a wonderful job with those backs. I mean, you see their versatility, you see their explosiveness, all the things that they do, and then to couple with just that type of performance is big in a game like this.
Mike, you talked about how far the program's come in 2 years. When you see guys that you recruited, like a Pat Payton, in such a short time, the way they've developed, just out of what do you think of just those guys making big plays, contributing, and how they've come a long way?
That's what I love. I love that about this team is you look at guys that have come in as newcomers in all ways. Whether it's a transfer that's come in that's been able to make an immediate impact to some guys that have come in. Patrick Payton, Shaim, Josh Farmer. I mean, I can go through. So many guys that came in those first couple classes that we were so specific of what we were looking for. And yes, we wanted the biggest, tallest, fastest, but they had to be the right fit for Florida State. They had to be guys that truly, right, that love the process of work. And then with that they cared about people. And, because that's what you see tonight. It's just a team that likes playing with each other. You guys are out at practice, or most of you are out at practice. These guys love to compete with each other. They have each other's back in good and bad. That doesn't mean, obviously we've lost 3 close games this year. It hasn't been perfect for us. But even through those experiences, it builds you for a night like tonight. And that's what makes this team great. And that's why I can promise you, come tomorrow night, We get back to Tallahassee, oh, we're going to work. And we're going to get better, and we're going to continue to improve. Now, we're going to celebrate from every moment from now till we get back to Tallahassee, but because it's great to see these kids, these young men have that joy and that emotion, because we've been through good and we've been through bad, but we've gotten better with each experience that we've had to go through.
Kind of along those lines, I know with this win, you're bowl eligible for the first time in your FSU tenure. I know that's kind of not the program standard historically, but after all you've been through, what does that mean?
No, I mean, I really haven't talked to the team a whole lot about that leading up, because ultimately it's about us just continuing to get better, but to know that I get to coach this year's team at least one more game, man, it means the world. And obviously you want to see progression. Right, you want to see growth within a program, and from where we were, through that first year and all the crap that we had to deal with, and to get to next year, starting off 0-4, right? That was tough, but they never let up. They never pulled back. They continued to push, and even through this year, you have three straight games where you come up short against ranked teams, and all those you go back and you look at and say, man, if we would have just been a little cleaner here, a little bit better there. Right? But to see that progression and that continued belief, and to know that we're going to get a bowl game with these guys, it's definitely something that we will celebrate. But we got a lot more work before we get to that point.
Some of the situational things like red zone and then like at the end of a half and the start of a half, those have been issues at times, but it seems like you guys nailed all those.
Yeah, I mean, it was things came together really well tonight, and we've been working a lot of those situations leading up to to games in prior games where we maybe had a mistake here or a mistake there, and that's what you have to go back. You have to learn the lessons. You got to apply the corrections. And I thought our application tonight of the things that we've been doing on the practice field, on a big stage, national television, huge rivalry game, and all the things that surround it. And our guys went out and executed, and I'm really proud of them for that.
When you talk about some of the South Florida guys like Jordan Travis, Pat Payton, and Tate Bethune, like being able to have a big night in their hometown.
Yeah, I mean it's huge. I mean this is a special game, and to be able to come down, back home for so many guys that are on our team, and to be able to see them play well. Because guys that come from South Florida, they come up to Florida State and they grow, they develop, and they do what they did tonight, and that's exciting for them to be able to put that on display, and it's exciting for us in recruiting. When you sit there and you talk about a vision, right? Pat Payton had to believe in the process of what we were going to do as a program, right? And then to see him out there, the redshirt freshman flying around, I mean, at home, I mean it's awesome, and I just. It's great for all of our players, but especially the guys that down in South Florida. I know that their families are going to definitely enjoy it, because they'll be able to talk about it for the next year. And it means so much, because this is a game that our guys will remember forever.
What does a performance like this allow this team to realize their potential long term, in the sense of this is what they're capable of, this is what they can do now that they did it?
Yeah, I mean, I've already told them, and you tell somebody what they can do and what you believe. And we've had enough examples throughout where you see the flashes. Tonight, I mean, it was consistent. They went and played, it wasn't perfect, but they played really well for 60 minutes. And they took a lot of those lessons, and they were able to go and prepare great. They were able to go and, if you were in the locker room beforehand, it was not, I mean, there was a purpose. Like it was, I mean, Coach Storms came by and he goes, "Oh, boys, they're about to go get after it." And there was no yelling, there was no screaming. It was we are here to do something. We are here to go and be the best that we can be tonight, right, for this moment in this game. And I thought our guys did, that was a special game, and I'm just proud of them for that.
Did you sense that they were going to be like that during the week?
I had a pretty good sense that we were going to get their best effort. And, the only things that, as a coach, you sit there and with all of the things surrounding it, you just don't want them to lose focus. You don't want them to get distracted. And, when I stood in the locker room beforehand, I had a lot of confidence of what was about to show up, because, you saw it in their eyes. And now that's something that we got to take And we've got to be able to continue to replicate, each week as we get better, as we continue to go through this season. But proud of our guys. Going to enjoy tonight, and definitely one that we'll remember.
All right, thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you guys.
Jared Burst.